Hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for joining our daily market outlook. Today is the 7th of August 2012. As we can see from our economic calendar, we have many news for today. The most important news is, as we see from Switzerland, also at 10 and 10:15. The first figure is coming out right now. It's the foreign currency reserves. The expectation is at 364.9 billion. Also in 15 minutes we have the CPI, the monthly CPI, which is an inflation index, and we see it's almost low. It's minus 0.5%. At 11:30 we have important news regarding the sterling. Manufacturing production is a monthly indicator, and we see that currently there is a slowdown in the manufacturing production, and the expectation is minus 4.0% compared to a 1.2% increase in the previous month. We have some news from Europe, as we see Italian GDP, a quarterly one, and also German factory orders. And we also have important news on the Canadian building permits monthly, and also the PMI, Producer Managers Index. We only have one important news from America, which is the Fed Chairman Bernanke will speak at 9:30 local Cyprus time. He also spoke yesterday, but at 4 o'clock, but we didn't see any major movements. So we might not see also today any major movements regarding the dollar. So let's start with the movements of the euro against the dollar. As we see, there was two attempts to break the 240 barrier, which is the highest price it managed to rise to yesterday. So we will consider it our resistance point for today. We saw another attempt. So two attempts happened yesterday. One of them was at 1 o'clock in the morning. The other one was at 6 o'clock afternoon. And after it failed to break it the second time, we saw a brief retracement of around 60 pips. According to the website report, the pivot point for today is at 23.25. So only if trading manages to go below that level will we say the outlook goes from continuing the uptrend to a reversal to a downtrend. We see now that the price is around 70 pips above that level, and it's also above the moving average 55. So now we could consider the levels are high enough to say they're going to go back up again. However, if we see a drop below the 23.25, then we'll say on the short term we'll probably see an attempt drop at the next support level of 22.20. If we look at the momentum indicators, MACD and momentum 22, we see both of them are giving us an up signal. The only indicator that's giving us a down signal is the linear regression channel. As we see, its trading went from inside to outside the channel, which is a reversal signal for the uptrend. If we see the euro manage to break the highest price at 24.40, the next level would be 24.75, and after that 25.00. If it goes below 23.25, we have 22.90, and like I said, 22.20 as the targets for the selling positions. The sterling, we saw an attempt to break the previous resistance at 56 65. That was yesterday. We also saw the same attempt on the 2nd of August. After it fell back down to see the current support or the pivot point at 55.60. So only if trading goes below, actually we could raise it a bit to 55.70. And we see that the current price now is close to this point. So we have to monitor the price. If it manages to rise 20-30 pips from this area, we will say it will make another attempt at the resistance. If it falls 20-30 pips below this area, we will say it will continue to go down to 55.20, and then the low of the 2nd of August, 54.85, and then the low of the 25th of July, 54.55. But overall, as we can see, we're getting conflicting signals, and it appears to be no clear trend, only range trading between certain levels. So the outlook on the sterling is not as clear as the outlook on the euro. Also, we don't see any major movements on the yen. After it failed to break 78.80 yesterday, the resistance level also seen on the 20th of July. The expectations was after failing to break the resistance, it's going to fall back to the support and attempt to break it. It didn't go down all the way to it, and now it retrieved back up a bit. So it's still in its range levels between 78.80 and 78.05. We have to see the candle close above or below these levels for us to know, is the previous downtrend going to continue, or are we going to see a reversal and start to go back up again. If it manages to break the 78.80, as we see, a previous high of 79.10 will be the next target. And on the below side, if it manages to break the 78.05, 77.85 will be the target of the selling positions. The pivot point is at 78.50. Currently the price is below that. So the expectations are still we're going to see another attempt to break the 78.05. But as long as it continues to trade between these two levels, we're going to say, as we said on the sterling, the market is not clear. It's just in a range trading mood. So we cannot really know what trend is going to take. The dollar against the Swiss, obviously it's a downtrend. We can see currently it's between the 97.40 and the lowest price of the downtrend at 96.50. We need to see it break the 96.50 to continue to go down, unless it goes above the 97.40, which means we will get the first signal of a reversal of the downtrend. So the yesterday's pivot point was at 97.40. It's not going to change for today, as we didn't see any major move